Peru, Keiko Fujimori has won the first round of the presidential election, but whom she will face in a second round vote in June is still not decided. Dan Collyns is following the story live from Lima. Dan, what's the latest?
Well, that's right, Susan. I think it's no surprise to hear that Keiko Fujimori has won the first round with almost 40% of the vote. But as you say, the race for the runner-up spot is still too close to call. The same exit polls indicate that investors' favourite Pedro Pablo Kuczynski has 20.9%, and the leftist Congresswoman Veronica Mendoza has 20.3%. So that's less than 1% between the two, and pollsters say that's a statistical tie. So it's still too close to call at this stage. We don't know yet who will be facing Keiko Fujimori in a runoff vote. The polls leading into Sunday's ballot showed Keiko Fujimori around 10 points short of the 50% majority she needs to win without a runoff. After narrowly losing in the 2011 election, she's worked to distance herself from her father, former President Alberto Fujimori, who's serving a long prison sentence for corruption and human rights abuses. But she also capitalized on his strongman legacy. It may not be enough. While many Peruvians think Keiko will be tough on crime, like her father was, opinion polls indicate around half of Peruvians say they would never vote for her. And they've been vocal about that. Her closest challengers are centre-right candidate Pedro Pablo Kuczynski and leftist Veronica Mendoza.
Nosotros estamos aquí para construir un gobierno.
We are here to build a government of the people, for the people and with the people. Not to simply make adjustments, cosmetic changes, but for true and profound transformations to put the state in the service of the people.
Para poner el Estado al servicio del pueblo.
The telegenic Congresswoman has surged in the polls, promising to rein in corruption and halt the sell-off of Peru's natural resources. Most polls show Mendoza in a statistical tie with the investors' favourite, 77-year-old Pedro Pablo Kuczynski, campaigning as a steady hand on the economy.
We
need to change because we're not going to be united if we have a divided country. And what is the solution? It's quite simple. Neither here nor there, in the middle.
Es bien simple. Ni aquí, ni allá. En el centro.
Known as PPK, the former Prime Minister has convinced mostly middle-class voters that he's the centrist option.
I think he has the most experience. He has worked, he's a worldwide renowned economist. I'm an economist myself, so I really like him. I think that he's going to do an excellent government.
I voted for PPK because I think he's the best option for the country.
Dan, I know this is a fluid situation, but is there any approximate time when we will know the official results?
Well, the first results of what they call the rapid count here may be made public in a few hours. But given the closeness of the margin between the two candidates vying for the runner-up position, Peruvians may have to wait longer to really know who's going to go into the second round. They may have to wait for the final official count at 100% to know for sure. It's likely that despite this convincing lead that Keiko Fujimori has in this win that she's had in the first round, that she won't have it so easy in the second round. As we've heard, she does have a lot of negatives, mostly associated with the legacy of her father, the jailed former president Alberto Fujimori. And analysts are saying that either Mendoza or Kuczynski have a shot at beating her in the second round. That's simply because Fujimori is such a polarizing figure in Peru. He really inspires emotions of either love or hate, and many voters may choose to vote for whoever the other candidate is to not vote for Keiko Fujimori. So it's really, we still don't know who that candidate will be, but it's very likely that this race will continue. To be a tough one for the next 2 months, and it's not going to be easy for either candidate.
That's for sure. Dan Collyns live in Lima. Thank you.